ladies and gents, short video about what I getting for the further process of the e-waste. On the screen right now I got Sakuna's Wana channel, and yeah, as I scrapping some stuff and so on, I used to sort it right away. As you see, I got plenty jars in here. I just empty them out, most of them. Anyway, I used to sort the stuff right away, and as well as I scrapping one thingy, then I supposed to put like tiny piles all over the my bench or table, whatever you call it. Anyway, that was the work of last few weeks, so just gonna show you out the real amount of the gold and precious metals recovery what you can find in some kind of stuff, whatever you have it. Anyway, let's start from the right side. Tiny circuitries, as you can see, gold trace on it, and that basically was like electronic counters or digital counters, what give out signal for the electronics to catch each and every one and just move the tiny engine. Anyway, quite nice gold plating on them, so I keep that separate. I bet probably somewhere I got similar stuff, but yeah, as well, last time I get across those tiny chips. All of them are memory chips, so I drop them into the tiny bag for now. Later on they end up in the box filled with the chip from memories. This what you see, it's unusual, but those resistors, some of them got, as you can see, this is some yellowish cap right under. All those resistors got tiny gold in them. Don't look at the numbers what I just write down in here. It's not 100 grams. I just reuse the bags, that's all. Anyway, few tiny resistors what contain gold. And yeah, that's not the myth. Resistors can contain the gold. Let's go further. Another row. This is just potentiometers. I'm not sure if they are having something good, though I get quite plenty from one device, so why not to grab them and separate them and drop into one bag and later on test out. Maybe there's chance to get some silver out of them. I guess, I hope. So that's why they are in one bag. This one I thought at the beginning that could have something, but they are film capacitors, if I remember right, or I made mistake. Anyway, basically after research they should not contain any precious metals at all, so that was the waste of the time. But yeah, you will never know until you find out, right? Another one, brown button capacitors. They are well known from having some nice silver in them, so why not? Another one, M&Ms. Some peeps call it like that. M&Ms, and they used to be good source of silver. as newer they are, less silver in them. So I will look much more after the brown one than the blue one. Okay, let's move further. What do we got in here? Those are the same thingies as that one, that are also potentiometers, though those potentiometers got, as you can see, tiny gold plated legs, so at least tiny gold amount supposed to come out of that. And actually this back on the top, this is the insides or inserts what's move across of these potentiometers, and all of them looking for me like silverish stuff. So tiny gold beads at the legs and a little bit of silver inside. So still good to recover. And this another bag look like gold plated plaques. Not huge amount of gold on it, though most of the weight it's probably brass or copper, but I will say brass at most case, though still some gold plating around, and this center pin or piece of each of the plug will be gold plated. So that's good, and that's gonna end up with the thicker gold plating for the reverse electroplating. I guess that will be the best way to recover the gold and all the stuff out of that. And yeah, let's move forward. What do we got? Oh, in here, LEDs. I don't know why I did collect them. Maybe because they got quite long legs, and I thinking maybe I can just make something out of them, or yeah, maybe I just see some yellowish sign at the center. I don't see that right now without a magnifying glass and so on, but yeah, LEDs, they are really worth to collect. I got actually one more jar for them in here. If I remove those memory chip, then you see almost full tiny jar of LEDs. Okay, so that's one piece, one tiny bag of LEDs. Second one, LEDs in the brassy cover plus brassy nuts, probably more worth with the brass recovery than self gold or silver, whatever. It looks like I get quite plenty out of the one device, so I decide to drop them into the bag. Yeah, that makes sense. Boom, another one. That thingy look for me like silver plated materials, and that look like some kind of old style of plugs what it's soldered on the PCBs, and then you push the element into it. Anyway, definitely silver plated, quite small materials, quite tiny elements, but yeah, it was quite a lot at one device or circuitry, so I grabbed them, and it is quite weighty, so who knows, maybe one day I will recover some silver out of this thingy. Boom, move forward. Yeah, 3 LEDs in one bag, probably, as you can see, quite long legs. That's why I dropped them into the bag, probably for later usage. Boom, to a side. Another bag of LEDs, all of them are red, but look at the color of the legs. Very tarnished, very black, definitely silver plated legs. Boom. That's the reason. Another bag of red LEDs, but look at those legs, they are yellowish. So definitely gold-plated LEDs. And who knows, maybe even inside will be like gold plated, or maybe even gold bonding wire. Who knows? Probably that's why I separate them out of the stuff. Another bag with crazy long leg of LEDs, probably just for reuse, or yeah, just in case. Another one, and as you see, this is as well LEDs. Legs are gold plated, and easily under the magnifying glass you can see the gold bonding wire in the self LEDs top. So not a lot, but yeah, you can add it somewhere to gold recovery. Boom. One more thingy, analog device chips. See the legs? There's one crushed and there's one complete. I did find out plenty of those devices. I got actually few in there, slightly bigger, but yeah, I just gonna drop them all in one piece. And this one as well got gold-plated legs, so that's gonna end up as the same stuff. There's one more just right there, and I got few more circuitry with DEMS on it. Made in USA, analog device 755N, 751N in here. And yeah, they are just somewhere. Anyway, let's continue on. Another bag. There's few tiny IC chips, ceramic IC chips, what I fish out from some circuitry and crush them open, and as you can see, there is some yellowish color in them. So all positive. Ceramic chips are positive, worth to keep. This is only tiny bag, but just right here, right next to it, I got a handful of ceramic chips. And last time I looked after the baggie, what was about this size, almost filled with them, but yeah, I just put it somewhere where I cannot find it. Probably supposed to be just safe space. Anyway, at some point I will find those back with the ceramic IC chips. I'm gonna drop it on the place. And yes, diodes, tiny diodes, as you can see in here. They as well used to contain one tiny gold bonding wire, even though they are very, very small. So there's one tiny baggie. It looks like I got one or few circuitry where I get quite a bunch, so that was worth to gather and drop into the bag. Oh, tantalums, tiny yellow tantalums. I can drop it into my jar with tantalums. Not razors, jumpers. Yeah, that are jumpers. They used to be gold plated. Basically you can treat them as an plug, gold plated plug, because there is basically plastic and gold plated materials like brass or copper or something like that. It will be good to check them before processing further with the magnet. So, oh, boom, another tiny bag of jumpers. Probably it's come out from one circuitry. Yep, another day, probably. And there we got, oh, quite nice, handy full bag of silvery bearing stuff. So all contacts from all over the thingies, bigger, smaller, and so on, dirty, on copper, on brass. Yeah, that's gonna end up in the box with silver contacts. And there was like whole row of various pins. It looked like one type, partially plated, as you can see. In most cases there is few, actually I see 2 or 3 types in here. Anyway, I must get them at the one period of time. So that's one tiny buggy. Another one that's look like almost like IDE pins, but much more yellowish, so that must be something better. Anyway, quite weighty little buggy. Another one. Oh, this one is almost full, and basically those look like exactly like the one before. Very weighty, very orangish, so cool. Another one. Oh, that look weird. That look more like copper than gold, or it's such a heavy plated, but yeah, I will never know until I drop those thingy into the acids and find it out. So that look like it's come out from one device, so that's why it's separated. And then we got some thicker stuff. Also nice, very orangish, a little bit dirty with tin, but yeah. Either way, I'm gonna mix it with something else or just go after them as they are. And one more buggy with the yellowish pinny. This one look nice and clean, very orangish, old style, sweet. Boom, 2 row left for this one. So let's go from the top. Yeah, tiny mix of transistors. Nothing really crazy interesting. No gold visible. There's some weight on that. I got like 2 really big ones, as you can see in this bag. Anyway, and you got tiny chance to get tiny gold bonding wire inside of each one. Another one. Oh yeah, that is much more interesting. Look like MOSFETs with the yellowish heatsink. Very tiny, but if that is gold, that will be just gold plating on something. I not believe that's gonna be pure gold. No way. That will be too easy. Yeah. Plus legs are as well gold plated, so that must be some gold bonding wire inside those MOSFETs. Let's move further. More smaller transistors. Some of them are plasticky, some of them are metal, but all of the legs, some of them are MOSFETs. Sorry, not MOSFETs. Some of them are transistors and some of them are IC chips. As you can see, more than 3 legs means it's IC chip, analog IC chip. Anyway, Tiny small difference in the build, but yeah, a few more gold bonding wire in practice. Anyway, cool stuff, pretty. Last bag, what do we got here? Oh, again those simple one without any visible gold, and plus quite dirty, a lot of plastic in there. But you never know, inside you might find even gold or silver bonding wires, so that's positive. And last row we got tantalums, very old style tantalums, like you see. It's almost like those M&Ms, but they are a little bit more chunky than M&Ms. Even those square ones, they are in the plastic, but they are still all tantalums. Baggie number 1, baggie number 2. Yeah, it looked like was quite good hunt for tantalums. They are quite chunky in here in this bag, so that's cool. Another bag, very chunky one, sweet. Yellow, blue, red, green, sweet. Very nice, quite heavy thingy. Another bag, basically the same stuff, though slightly smaller. It means probably slightly newer. Boom. And one last bag. This is as well tantalums. We got like few mixed in at the first bag, just right there. Tiny ones, few of square, and there is like full bag of the square ones. They are also tantalums. As you crush them out and see tiny piece of tantalum, then you will see the difference. Anyway, that was, believe me or not, that was quite good hard work of last few weeks. As you can see, there's not a lot of a really huge amount of materials in here. There are some goodies, though yeah, not crazy amount. So if you are into the precious metal recovery, so keep that in mind, guys. Keep that in mind. You will got to spend plenty weeks to get some good materials if you are happy. Anyway, that was quick show from me to all people who wanna go into the precious metal recovery and so on. If you like it, if you enjoy it, and if you got enough time to spend with sorting and playing with all that stuff, that's all cool. It's all up to you. Anyway, that's just effect of few weeks of work. Anyway, if you like and you enjoy, so thank you very much, and see you all at the next one. Bye for now, peeps.